business owners and HR professionals, has your accountant or attorney told you that settling a claim is always a good idea? Close it out, be done with it. There are very few absolutes in workers' comp, so stay tuned to learn several factors to consider.
Welcome to this episode of Increased Profitability Through Strategic Workers' Comp Management with your host, Bonnie Frazier.
Don't settle generally if the injured worker is still employed by your company. If the employee has another claim that includes the same body part, now you have two claims instead of one, and instead of possibly being able to get them combined into the earlier claim, which will stop impacting your premium rates sooner. Plus, settling teaches the injured worker that they will get cash for filing a claim, and the employee can then tell their coworkers, which might trigger more claims. Base your valuation on claim costs, not the claimant's attorney's settlement demand. It's usual to get a settlement demand from the claimant's attorney, and that demand is often 4 or 5 times what the attorney thinks the claim is really worth. Your counteroffer should be based on compensation already paid plus a realistic estimate of how much more compensation is likely to be paid. The attorney then has to decide whether to settle for a sure amount now versus filing for more compensation in the future, which requires work for him and unknown decisions by hearing officers. Maximum value is the maximum dollar amount any one claim included in the premium rate calculations each year. Ideally, the settlement amount added to the medical and compensation costs paid in the claim should not exceed the max val. The max val can change from one year to the next because it's based on the oldest 4 of the last 5 years. So if the 4 years of payroll could decrease a lot in the future because of an economic downturn or the sale of part of the company, you may want the total claims cost to be less than the next lowest level of maximum value. One way to keep the claims cost below the max val is to offer some dollars to be paid directly by your company. But make sure the BWC has to pay at least some of the settlement, otherwise it won't recognize the claim as settled and continue to pay medical and compensation costs that can increase your premiums. Now, why worry about a maximum value claim? Companies with 1 or more max val claims are only welcome in retrospective group rating, which doesn't lower your premiums the way discount group rating does. You can learn more about discount versus retrospective group rating in another session. Here are your takeaways. Number 1, don't settle a claim if the injured worker is still one of your employees. Number 2, your settlement negotiations should be based on claim costs already paid and not the demand from the claimant's attorney. Number 3, consider future maximum values before approving any settlement amount. And 4, a good independent TPA, like ActuComp, can help predict the future impact of any settlement amounts. So, call 440-933-6601 to start a conversation about how to get the workers' comp monkey off your back.
Thanks for watching Increased Profitability Through Strategic Workers' Comp Management with Bonnie Frazier. For more information, visit actucomp-ohio.com.